Hurricanes, one of nature's greatest weapons of mass destruction. We can't fight them. We can't hide from them. All we can do is run. But when and how we evacuate determines our survival rate. Each year in the U.S., 17 people die on average as a result of hurricanes. Today, with the world focused more than ever on hurricanes, can modern technology and transportation experts solve the complex relationship between storms, humans, and infrastructure to protect the lives of millions? Find out right now on Escape from the Killer Canes. Houston, September 21st, 2005. Less than a month after Hurricane Katrina. A new hurricane bears down on one of the most densely populated areas of the Gulf Coast. Panic ensues.
Hurricane Rita as a Category 3 with 125-mile-per-hour wind, and everybody was really scared for good reason in southeast Texas. So there was a huge evacuation, the biggest in U.S. history. 3 million people leaving the coastline and moving up into the central part of Texas.
However, the Department of Transportation was completely unprepared for the scale of the evacuations, leading to major gridlocks on the interstates.
There were reports of people traveling 13 miles, and it took 15 hours to do that. So predictably, people ran out of gas. And when they ran out of gas, they had no air conditioning. And then suddenly in 100-degree heat, you've got heat exhaustion as a problem. And in the end, of the 120 people that were killed by Rita, 100 of them were killed by the evacuation.
What went wrong? Most of the traffic was caused by everyone leaving at one time and using just a few exit routes. Even worse, many people, known as captive riders, who are dependent on public transportation to move around, were stranded in Houston. This group often included the lower class and the elderly. How can we prevent catastrophes similar to Houston's? One of the most important steps is keeping the public informed. By effectively using TV, radio, and the internet, government officials can make sure that the public is prepared to evacuate.
We have decided that we will evacuate all coastal communities starting tomorrow.
Planning multiple evacuation routes is important, but so is informing the public about them. With advances in technology and accessibility, Department of Transportation can now create interactive maps and guides to help people find their evacuation routes. Even with multiple evacuation routes, the sheer number of people leaving the coast can overwhelm the interstate system. In response to the major traffic backups during their evacuation for Hurricane Floyd in 1999, government officials implemented a new idea called contraflow. Contraflow requires shutting down the travel lanes inbound towards the coast and then reopening them to outbound traffic escaping from the hurricane. This technique can effectively double the capacity of an interstate. However, contraflow does have some problems. Emergency vehicles can't use the interstate to reach the evacuation zone and are forced to take longer routes. Also, the implementation of contraflow is both time-consuming and manpower-intensive, tying up resources that could be used elsewhere. One area where cities have gotten better in evacuations is mobilizing public transport to move people out of the affected region. Buses and trains are used to evacuate people from cities while helping to free up the roads. Using public transportation also allows captive riders to evacuate more easily. Even school buses are now being used. The key goal during evacuations is to prevent loss of life. With modern technology and invaluable experience from the past, evacuations are safer and more efficient than ever. While evacuations will never be easy, they have improved tremendously over the last few decades. All the improvements are aimed at increasing the odds of survival when one of nature's weapons strikes again.